Welcome to Agenda Edina, a news program summarizing the actions taken at City Hall that affect you most. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty. There's some buzz going around about the possibility of a new sports facility called the Hornet's Nest, adjacent to Braemar Arena. Project advocates who call their organization Drive for the Hive have proposed building a freestanding two-level building immediately north of Braemar Arena's West Rink. The building would include permanent locker rooms for the Edina High School boys and girls hockey teams on the lower level, and dry land training facilities, a quick-serve restaurant, and pro shop on the upper level. Last month, the City Council granted the Park Board permission to form a working group to further study the Hornet's Nest proposal. The working group could begin their review as early as this month. You won't likely see 2-for-1 drink specials, but you might spend less if you get a drink in the afternoon in Edina. The City Council has asked staff to research the impacts of a potential change in local law that would allow for happy hours and other promotions of alcoholic beverages. The Minnesota Restaurant Association requested that the city review its laws dealing with the sale of liquor and wine, specifically the subsection covering sale prices. The association reported that members have found it difficult to comply with the local law that bans drink specials while remaining competitive with venues in nearby communities.
Edina is a great place to do business, but the happy hour laws are quite restrictive. You know, we're restaurant operators here in Edina, and we want to stay restaurant operators. We don't want to be in the bar business, but when you can go, down the street into Bloomington or literally, right here as we sit at 15th and France, across the street to Minneapolis, and you could get $4 glass of wine or a $3 beer from 4 to 6 p.m., why would you come here?
The association has proposed a change that would allow restaurants to offer discounts or sale prices on drinks, but not offer such things as 2-for-1s that promote the consumption of alcohol. Among other things, staff will research the potential public safety impacts of such a change and report its findings to the council later this winter. The city has identified a new potential source of money for future public improvements in Edina's commercial areas. Staff identified the Centennial Lakes Tax Increment Finance, or TIF district, as a potential source of funding for public costs associated with the future redevelopment of the Grandview district and of areas of the community that are described as areas of future change in the comprehensive plan. In February, the council, acting in its capacity as the city's Housing and Redevelopment Authority, approved an expansion of the geographic area where the city is authorized to spend funds from the Centennial Lakes TIF district. That includes an area that stretches from the southeast corner of the city north to the 50th and France and 44th and France commercial nodes, west to the 70th and Cahill commercial node, and northwest to include the nodes at Valley View and Wooddale and the Grandview district.
TIF can be spent for basic public improvements that would include public infrastructure, sewer and water within a redevelopment area. It can be spent for sidewalks, can be spent on bridges or new interchanges. TIF money can't be spent on a community center or a civic or public building.
Any redevelopment in one of the city's commercial areas would need to be approved by the council, which would also have to take action to fund any related public improvements. To acknowledge the efforts of Edina Police, the Edina Crime Prevention Fund has established the Mike Satari Officer of the Year Award. Here's Edina 16's Nathalie Gage to tell us about this year's deserving winner.
With police officers like Joel Moore on the job, it's easy to take public safety for granted in a city like Edina.
Joel is an officer that just works hard all the time. He works hard from the beginning of his shift till the end of his shift.
During his 2 years at Southdale, Joel made hundreds of arrests, targeting shoplifters and investigating fraudulent commercial activity.
He's very thorough, which goes towards working towards white-collar crime like he does. And I could see Joel in the future being an investigator with the police department. He'd be very well suited for that.
Joel has carried some cases all the way to the Minnesota Financial Crimes Task Force. So just a simple arrest in Edina turned out to lead to an international case involving credit card fraud and other deceitful behavior.
And for his diligence and dedication, Moore is the first honoree of the Officer of the Year Award.
While exploring ways to recognize some of the good work of the Edina Police Department, the Crime Fund decided to recognize the outstanding work of one officer each year. I would ask Officer Joel Moore to step to the front of the room.
When I got the Officer of the Year Award, I was very excited and quite humbled by the acknowledgement of receiving such a prestigious award.
Now back in the patrol division, Joel continues to benefit residents by taking career offenders off of the street.
He made a traffic stop on armed robbery suspects, located 3 bags of marijuana and 2 handguns in a door panel which had been modified to accommodate those items.
And by introducing this award, the Edina Police Department hopes to draw public attention to the officers who continue to keep the community safe.
I think that our police officers should receive special recognition because they put their lives on the line every day.
Officer Moore, because of your dedication, hard work, and for helping thousands of victims throughout the entire United States, I am honored to present you with the first annual Mike Satari Officer of the Year Award. Congratulations.
I'm Nathalie Gage, Edina 16.
The community is encouraged to nominate officers for this prestigious annual award. The Edina Police Department will take nominations for the 2013 recipient in August or September. Thanks for watching this episode of Agenda Edina. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty.